Valentine's Day doesn't always bring love. Sometimes it only amplifies what's missing. Among millions of hearts, one heart can still feel completely alone. When the world celebrates togetherness, solitude becomes louder than ever. Even a glowing heart can't warm a room filled with silence. Love fills the air for some, but for others it leaves an empty seat. Loneliness sips quietly while the world toasts romance. Not every heart looking at the city is waiting for love. Some are just counting how many lights it takes to forget the dark. Even at the highest point, a heart can feel unseen. Valentine's Day reminds some how vast the distance really is. A rose waits for hands that never arrive. Love is expected, but absence is what answers. Some carry their hearts like shields in the storm, yet the rain still finds its way inside. As the sun sets, so do unspoken hopes of love. Valentine's Day ends, but the silence stays. Under the brightest sun, some hearts still feel cold and unseen. Valentine's Day stretches like this endless road, full of promises but no companion in sight. The world moves forward, celebrating love, while one heart stands still, waiting for something that never arrives. Stories of perfect love play on the screen, but reality sits in silence. A single heart watches from the dark, comparing fiction with its own emptiness. Valentine's Day becomes a reminder that not every story gets a romantic ending. Falling leaves look like scattered hearts on the ground. Each step echoes memories of love that once felt close. Valentine's Day makes those memories louder, even when the path ahead is walked alone. Some hearts are surrounded by machines instead of arms. In a place meant for healing, loneliness can feel even deeper. Valentine's Day reminds them how much warmth a single human touch can hold. Trains come and go, just like people in life. One heart waits on the platform, unsure which connection it missed. Valentine's Day makes every goodbye feel heavier than usual. Between pages of love stories, a real heart searches for its own chapter. Words speak of romance, but silence answers back. Valentine's Day turns imagination into a mirror of what's missing. Thousands of lives cross paths, yet one heart feels untouched. The lights rush by, but connection stands still. Valentine's Day highlights how close people can be and still feel worlds apart. The moon paints a heart on the water, but no one shares the view. Silence wraps around the moment like a gentle reminder. Valentine's Day passes quietly, leaving one heart listening to its own echo. Crowds travel together, but some journeys are walked alone. A heart watches departures, wondering which one carried its happiness away. Valentine's Day turns every announcement into a reminder of distance. Even in motion, loneliness can stay still. Laughter once lived here, now only echoes remain. A heart remembers joy while standing in quiet. Valentine's Day makes the silence feel heavier than the noise ever was. Fun fades, but longing stays. Art shows love in colors, but life shows it in absence. One heart searches meaning in strokes and shadows. Valentine's Day feels like a canvas left unfinished. The emptiness speaks louder than the paint. Waiting becomes a habit when love never arrives on time. A heart counts raindrops instead of moments. Valentine's Day stretches the wait even longer. Hope stands under the light, soaked but unbroken. Memories of innocent love linger in empty spaces. A heart swings between past and present. Valentine's Day awakens feelings once forgotten. Time moves on, but emotions return. Work fills the hours, but not the heart. Silence hums louder than any machine. Valentine's Day arrives even in deadlines and fatigue. It asks what success means without someone to share it. Prayers rise where words fall short. A heart hopes for comfort beyond human reach. Valentine's Day becomes a moment of silent asking. Faith listens when love feels distant. Some hearts choose to let go instead of holding on. The wind carries feelings no one could keep. Valentine's Day becomes a farewell rather than a celebration. In release, a quiet peace is found. Concrete walls echo thoughts no one hears. A heart beats quietly between engines and silence. Valentine's Day passes like a distant siren, loud yet unreachable. Love feels parked somewhere far away. Time moves, but emotions stay idling. Loneliness hums in the background, surrounded by endless water. A heart still thirsts for connection. The sky mirrors the cracks inside. Valentine's Day feels like a storm that never reaches shore. Hope rises and falls with every wave. Isolation grows louder than thunder. Silence becomes the only companion. Songs are written for love, but some are born from absence. A heart waits for a voice to answer its echo. Valentine's Day turns melodies into memories. Silence between notes feels heavier than sound. Feelings stay trapped in the air. Music listens when no one else does. Fire warms the body, but not always the heart. Outside, snow falls like forgotten promises. Valentine's Day glows softly but cannot melt everything. Loneliness sits beside the flame. Memories flicker like shadows on the wall. Some cold lives deeper than winter. Success rises with the sun, but fulfillment lags behind. A heart looks at the city and still feels small. Valentine's Day shines even on glass towers, yet warmth does not always reach inside. Dreams stand tall, emotions remain distant. Height cannot replace closeness. Time erases footsteps but not feelings. A heart rests where prayers once lived. Valentine's Day whispers through the mist. Love feels like a memory carved in stone. Faith watches in silence. Some hopes wait longer than lifetimes. Letting go is sometimes the only way to breathe. A heart floats where words cannot follow. Valentine's Day becomes a ritual of release. The river carries emotions forward. Loss drifts, but peace slowly arrives. Moving water teaches how to move on. Seeing many versions of yourself does not remove loneliness. A heart searches for the one reflection that feels real. Valentine's Day multiplies comparisons and doubts. Love looks different in every mirror. Identity blurs, feelings stay sharp. Sometimes the hardest connection is with yourself. A light keeps shining even when no ship is near. The heart learns to glow without being seen. Valentine's Day feels like a signal sent into darkness. Hope travels far, unsure who will receive it. Wind howls like unanswered questions. Still, the light refuses to turn off. Everything rushes forward while one heart stands still. Time moves, but emotions hesitate. Valentine's Day becomes a pause in a speeding world. Faces pass, connections don't. The moment stretches between arrival and departure. Silence waits on the platform of the soul. Knowledge surrounds the mind, but the heart seeks understanding. Pages whisper stories of closeness. Valentine's Day echoes through forgotten halls. Memories climb like steps that never end. Light falls softly, asking what love truly means. Stillness answers in shadows. Flowers meant for giving lie alone on cold stone. Beauty waits for hands that never came. Valentine's Day leaves color behind but takes warmth away. Fragrance fades into quiet streets. The heart learns that even roses feel abandoned. Night keeps their secret. Steps show where someone walked, not where they stayed. A heart searches for warmth beyond the mist. Valentine's Day feels like a distant glow. The path is clear, the destination isn't. Cold air carries unanswered feelings. Silence becomes the only guide. Time crumbles everything except longing. A heart remains etched in memory and stone. Valentine's Day passes. Civilizations fade. Love leaves marks even when people are gone. The sun sets on promises once made. Eternity watches without judgment. Water falls endlessly, like thoughts that never stop. A heart hides within the mist. Valentine's Day feels distant in wild silence. Nature breathes what words cannot say. Emotions flow without direction. Peace and loneliness blend together. The stage is set, but no one arrives. A heart stands under the light, waiting for its scene. Valentine's Day becomes a performance without an audience. Applause is replaced by quiet. Dreams remain in position, ready but unseen. The curtain never truly falls. In the middle of rushing lives, two souls finally pause. The noise of the world fades into a quiet connection. Valentine's Day becomes a moment of courage. Hearts choose to stay instead of run. Rain washes away old fears, and love feels brave again. Even in emptiness, togetherness feels full. The horizon promises more than loneliness ever could. Valentine's Day turns into hope written in light. Two paths become one direction. Silence feels comfortable now, and the future looks wide and kind. The height shows how small worries really are. A heart feels safe when someone shares the view. Valentine's Day becomes a feeling, not a date. Fear loosens its grip, trust grows quietly, and love rises above everything. Love lives in ordinary moments. Shared effort turns into shared peace. Valentine's Day becomes a simple smile. I'm slows inside togetherness. Comfort replaces excitement, and happiness feels steady. Moving forward feels easier with someone beside you. The past stays behind the rear mirror. Valentine's Day becomes a fresh start. Hope rides with every mile. Hearts feel lighter now, and dreams finally feel close. Years turn into memories, memories into smiles. Love becomes quiet but unshakable. Valentine's Day feels like gratitude. Hands rest together in peace. Time shows its kindness, and companionship feels eternal. A lifetime flows like the ocean beside them. Storms have passed, calm has arrived. Valentine's Day becomes a celebration of staying. Eyes speak without words, hearts feel complete, and silence feels beautiful. Love begins with hope and matures into peace. Different ages, same feeling, same truth. Valentine's Day connects beginnings with forever. Time changes faces, not devotion. Hearts learn, grow, and stay, and love in every form finally feels complete.